Welcome everybody to a Rev Talk. After our introductory quest that we decide what we're going to discuss, and I really feel heavily about we're too time conscious, too busy to stop and smell the roses, for a lack of phrase. But with the world the way it is now, you're geared breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I have to do this, this, and this. Then you've got before school, before work, after work. You have your time also. And then you have to have time to sit with the family and you have to have time. And time is irrelevant when you're losing it or when you're about to pass. What is time? Time isn't anything. And you look back on all these little intricacies that you've done and accomplished, and what do you, as your body, as your soul, have in your memories? Busyness, busyness. And an example that I'm just thinking about is the driving. When I go back to California, I have a 30-lane overpass that I have to go through. I live in 2 lanes, sometimes 4. And it's inconceivable, but I'll get a phone call. How far are you? Look at your GPS. Oh, you're 12 minutes away. Oh, you're 17 minutes away. I'll see you in 7. Everything's down to the minuscule. Instead of just waking up with your own rhythm, eating when you're hungry, not because you've got to have breakfast before you go to school. Let your body lead your direction to where you go. We need to slow down. This is the stress factor. Oh, I've got to eat. Oh, I've got to be here by this time. I've got to do this. You don't. It'll all be there for you. My dad used to always say that. It'll be there when you come home. The dishes aren't going to wash themselves, you know? And I go, okay, you mean I can go? And he says, sure, you've got things to do. And so I'd come home late and still have to do the dishes, thinking he'd do them. But no, the principle was take time for yourself. Learn your body and what it needs, not what everybody and everything around you is trying to tell you. And the example you gave is you were driving and you had some place to be. What time am I going to be there? Am I going to get there in time? Oh, the traffic. I need to go around this way. Uh-uh. You'll get where you need to go when you need to be there because you're listening to your body or your guides or whatever you want to say. You know, it's very important to control the outside noise and influence. And I know AI is coming. I'm watching a lot of K dramas and they've all got the robotic stuff but they take time for themselves. We don't. We add something, another thing to do while the AI is taking care of all the technical problems. And this is why we're losing our serenity, why we're losing our compassion, why we're losing just faith in general in the world, is because we don't take time to listen to our body.
I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. I recognized this when I was driving because I realized I was behaving like the old people. I have to laugh because it was kind of an eye opener because you always earlier on in life, you're trying to get somewhere and you're in your car and these old people in front of you. Oh my gosh. Why are they going so slow? Why are they just taking their time? I have somewhere to be. And I realized when I was driving that I was that old person because I was like, I can get there when I get there and it's okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool that it just kind of released all of that angst that I used to have about, oh my gosh, you have to keep to this schedule. and I get it. I mean, if you're younger, you think everything is so dire, and everything has to be on this schedule, and everything has to run. And I think there's an awful lot of blame. Oh, traffic was so bad. Oh, this person in front of me was so slow. Oh, always blaming everybody else. Well, if you're not sure about the traffic, leave earlier. It's take that stress factor away. We have all been in that survival mode for so long that our stress levels, our cortisol levels are so high that when you have that opportunity to slow down, if you're not conscious of it, it can throw you off and put you back into that, oh, I have to be doing something all the time. And you don't. You have to be most of the time in order to allow yourself and your body to speak to you. And so, like you were saying, this calming down, taking time, and time is something that we have established as humans in order to meet out the day and what it is we need to do. If you allow the natural rhythm of things, you find yourself slowing down a little bit more and things aren't quite as dire.
You know, it reminds me of how the argument is God made earth in 7 days. How could you possibly inhabit the seventh day to rest? It's inconceivable. And that made me think of that. But I realize I like, and I hate to get up early, but I like waking up with sunrise now.
Mm-hmm.
Soon as the sun's down, it's my time to do what I want. But throughout the day, lately, because I have nothing to do, I have hundreds of things to do, but I have nothing to do. But cat wants out. I go out and sit on the porch now, or I go out and rock the property. But that's me time.
Right.
And I have no constraints. I have to be someplace, do something, and I do it my own time, and it all gets done. And it's one less stress factor for the body.
Yes. It all gets done. You're absolutely right. That's I I when you said your dad had said, it's going to be here when you come back, and that's very true. I remember there's this woman, I don't remember her name. She gave these talks about the pressure. And one of the things that she had talked about, and she does it in a funny way so that you get to laugh and realize it. And she said, that whole thing about my bed needs to be made. My bed needs to be made first thing in the morning. That has to be made. And she said, what? The bed police are going to show up and give you a ticket because you didn't make your bed? And I thought, oh my gosh, isn't that funny that we are so stressed about a bed has to be made? Why? Who's going to see it?
It's funny because I get up in the morning and I make my bed.
Gotta make your bed, and it has to be,
Exactly.
it has to be nice. And I think the bed police are going to show up and give you a ticket if you don't make your bed.
Oh,
No.
well, I two of my three kids do. One rebels, but the funny thing is, she rebelled by showing me this literature that states you need to air your bed out because all the mites and stuff run in it, and as soon as the air hits them, they die. If you cover them up right away, you have these dust mites in your bed. And I go, oh, you really don't want to make your bed, do you? So. I
It's
always
funny.
remember that. But yeah, that's another kind. You
It
were
is.
raised
We
that
we
way.
follow these rules. You have to do this. Why? Why?
The
Why?
only thing you have to do is your four agreements.
Yes,
That's the
absolutely.
simplest. I mean, it's the Ten Commandments, but then you get religion in there and people argue.
You
But
deal with the
it's
four
same thing.
agreements. That's
Mhm.
lovely. I love that. And it's true. It's very true.
And the hardest thing for me is to be impeccable with my words.
Yes. I love
Because
that.
you get hung up.
I love that. So with that, we want to thank you for joining us on another Rev Talk. We want to remind you to be gentle with yourself and to be kind to yourself, and to remember that you are unique in all the universe. There will never be another just like you in all of space and time. You are powerful, you are cherished, and you are loved. And without you, the song of the universe would be incomplete. Until next time, my friends, be well.